or you misunderstand, I'm going to assume you're going to reference Google Classroom before you ask me. In fact, that's probably going to be the first phrase out of my mouth. Did you look on Google Classroom? Okay. We discussed how I'm cool with Louise, right?
Yeah.
Louise borrowed one of my calculators. Cool with that. Don't mind at all. He's going to have to give it back before he leaves the room. First issue for Louise. Second issue is that I can't promise no one else is going to touch it. So I would recommend, at the worst, you rent one from Manila for $10. She's like 3 rooms up on the left. We were talking about yesterday, bathroom passes make it work tardies. We talked about how there is going to be homework, hate to break your heart, 3 or 4 problems, nothing that's going to take too long. Since you're at the end of the day, I realize most of you have lives and stuff to do afterwards, but just in case you don't, or you just randomly have a little free time, I stay after school for a while. So if you want to sit in here, finish the homework, make sure it's right, etc., that's good with me. We talked about math workshop. I don't think there's really much I want to go over with that side. It was the back side where we lost time. Okay. I love me some cell phones. I do. I'm hooked on mine. But we talked about why you can't use yours. Does anyone remember?
You don't like it.
But why don't I like it?
Because you can't focus.
Yeah, because you could cheat. You can cheat because what we're going to do in here is very Googleable. And I'm cool when you go home and you go Google Crazy, that's fine. But in here, when we do number 2 free response question from the 2000 test, I don't need Luis to be a genius because he looked it up and saw the key. Like, that's not fair. I need him to get it together.
He's pretty bright, though.
Is it genius, though?
They should got an email from Miss Gillis about copy syllabus on it. Not you don't need any of that. Just finish the information because I said that syllabus takes a lot of paper. So it's just like your information, like your mind, like a little handout, but nothing like syllabus.
Okay.
You're gonna make that paper.
Okay, thank you. We talked about 0 period, Saturday school. That's funny. We talked about Saturday sessions were eventually going to happen. There's going to be one sometime in November, and we're going to recommend it. It's if you don't come, there's going to be like a makeup packet you could do instead to get a good grade. But it would be smart because it's going to be right before the semester exam. Where we ended off that I wanted to come back to was absences. Yes, you have 3 days. What I forgot to do yesterday was my stamp date, or did I do it? I don't know. I didn't think so. I stamp date, and then what I'm afraid of with a few of you in the room, I gotta mention it, if you plan on catching that disease listed on the screen, we're gonna have a problem. We're gonna have a problem. I'm gonna need you to hold it together. I mean, I promise you, I will call your mama. I will pray over you. Like you're gonna hold it together. Yes, dear.
I got my mom to sign my syllabus.
Perfect. I forgot to put the stamp date on the syllabus, so we're gonna call it a pass on that one. It's due next Friday. I know everyone was in the room except Jana, and I know she got it. So no offense, there's only 14 of you. For the most part, I can handle it. Anything else that there's really time sensitive, I have a stamp date. I stamp it when I hand it to you. There's no excuses. Okay. Did anyone have any questions about the 60-30-10? Okay. Then before we go to the fun thing for the day, because I do want you to actually think AP Stats is going to be fun, because it is going to be somewhat fun, I'm going to tell you the terrifying thing, just so you're aware. So the tests are going to be in the format of an AP test. So when we take a test on Chapter 1, it's going to have a set number of multiple choice AP style questions. I'm going to give you a set time on those. Then it's going to have free response style questions, and you're going to have a set amount of time on those, like 15 minutes for all 3 or whatever it is that we're supposed to do. And that's how the test is going to go. So we're going to go ahead and start off with how AP grades things. I think that's smart. It's going to be great, but that's kind of terrifying because you could do really, really badly. You could do really, really badly. Like you thought you knew your stuff and you just couldn't write the words well and you did really badly. Yes, Mackenzie?
Are you going to grade like do the scale?
So what I'm actually going to do is a weird scale. It's the square root scale. And on Monday we're going to do an activity where you get to figure that out on your own. So it's like if you get an A, your grade gets bumped up to a higher A. But if you fail, suddenly you're really at like a D instead. So it ends up cushioning you with your fall. It ends up cushioning those who fail the worst. It helps them most which really annoys the A's because the A's are like, man, I only went from a 92 to a 96, but my friend went from a 75 to like an 85, and this just doesn't seem fair. But I swear you'll work through this activity and you'll figure out why life is what it is. Those are not good numbers. Don't quote me on those. But anyway, I'm going to let you do an activity on Monday so you can see how I'm going to grade. So the first test, you won't cry when you see like 6 out of 12.
On the wall,
So you won't cry. You'll actually see the grade beside it and you're like, okay, it was a 6 out of 12, but she actually gave me this, so it's okay, I'm not going to die. Yes, dear?
What are those with those notes mean?
Those notes mean.
Drawers, baby plugs.
That was my note to self, that I was supposed to ramble on about the stuff in the drawers, and I was supposed to ramble on about my baby plugs. In my regular classes, I spend a lot of time going over how I like my life a certain way, and if you take out my baby plug, it has to go back the right way. And if you take the Germex out of drawer 1, surely to God you can read the sign and figure out Germex goes back in drawer 1. But this is AP, and I'm going to assume you can handle all that. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time on the baby plugs and drawers with you as I did with everyone else.
Follow-up question.
Yes.
What's a baby
I'm
plug?
looking the same way.
Like just those weird things that babies do.
These things that hinder you from using electricity are baby plugs.
I was thinking like the tiny little plug
I always
that's
call
like
them
a baby
anti-babies.
one.
No, they're to prevent the baby from sticking their hand in the plug.
Is that a challenge?
No. You're neither a baby nor a plug user. No, not at all a challenge. Challenge not accepted. Okay. What I did want, I was